Tonight's Late Night Playset is brought to you by Los Angeles Living.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Angelo Fiero with Compass Real Estate. Welcome to 4847 Dempsey in Encino, one of my favorite single-story mid-century ranch homes, typical of the San Fernando Valley. This is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, totally remodeled and updated, new electrical, plumbing, HVAC. It really has everything, and a beautiful pool, backyard, oasis to go with it. All tucked away in a double cul-de-sac where the kids could ride their bikes, you could take walks, no through traffic whatsoever. Perfect home in the perfect location in Encino. Come on in, let's check it out. Here we are in the kitchen, one of my favorite features in here. Let me get to it, so come with me. So first of all, this kitchen is enormous. Total chef's kitchen. Huge countertop where you can have hors d'oeuvres, cocktails, wine. You can serve everyone here and have a huge farm table as well. And this is really one of my favorite features. It's a built-in banquette with an art table where all your kids or even you guys can channel your inner Jackson Pollock or Basquiat or Van Gogh. So come through here, nice marble countertops, high-end appliances. Another great feature in this kitchen. I mean, there's so much space in here that you can have all of this. Hello, a wood-burning oven. Make pizza on it, cook meats on it, fish. I mean, how great is it to have this in the kitchen? And then the kitchen kind of spills right into this huge living room with a beautiful brick fireplace. That detail is just absolutely gorgeous. Reminds me of East Coast homes, even though we're in a very West Coast San Fernando Valley ranch. I love this sort of reclaimed wood wall. Gives the feel of an old barn wood. So it's very warm in this room. What's really amazing is you have this completely covered patio with a kids' jungle gym. Play for hours, keep them busy for hours, and then have them jump into the swimmer's pool, which is about 9 feet at the deep end. And there's a whole outdoor lounge surrounded by herb gardens, fruit trees, lemon, lime. I think there's some tomato plants there too. That's where you would find me. I love tomatoes. And it's all beautifully landscaped with ficus trees all around, creating a nice sense of privacy. This is a phenomenal neighborhood. This is a fantastic backyard, especially in these times when we're going to be spending a lot of time at home. So you want to be in this kind of a place. You know what I mean? All right, this is a true ranch home, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, over 3,200 square feet. Right when you walk in, you have a vanity for when your guests are over, when you're entertaining. This is a fully remodeled bathroom. You have some really beautiful barn doors that open up to the laundry area. And I love this kind of folding table right above the washer and dryer. Really nice feature, some storage space as well. Again, really beautiful features in the closets, a lot of closet space. Huge master bedroom with master bath and a gorgeous soaking tub. Stand-up shower, subway tile, marble finishes. And what's great about this master is that you're in the pool area, so it's nice and quiet. It's set back from the property line in the front, of course. And it also leads right out to the fully covered patio. We have 2 kids' bedrooms here, spacious bedrooms with storage space. And one other thing that I want to note, all of the windows in the house are new dual pane windows. And what's great about that is that it's energy efficient, great for sound as well, and it looks good too. DM us, shoot us a text message, give us a call, and we'll schedule a private showing with all of the new COVID guidelines that are required by state law to show homes on the property that are currently on the property in these times. Hope you guys are all safe and well, and really excited to show you this house when you guys give us a call. Take care.
All right. I have no idea what's working. I have no idea if anybody's here. I know that I'm the only one here on this side, that's for sure. Let's see. All right, bring it in here. Okay. Is anybody there? Oh, there is somebody there. Okay. 2 concurrent viewers. Doesn't say who you are, though. I'm sorry. I don't know how to do that part. Oh, my goodness. Well, thank you. Oh, my goodness. Welcome to the Shakedown Show. Welcome to the Late Night Playset. My name is Jay Ryan, and you may notice that the most obvious thing, I think, tonight, if you've seen the show before, is that I am sitting here alone. Mrs. Ryan is, she's just not feeling too great. She's a little under the weather. And we're all going through some stuff, and we're figuring some stuff out. So this was not all that important for her to be here, and she was resting anyway. So we just decided to leave her resting, which made the most sense, I think, all around. For me, it's mainly an equipment test for a lot of stuff, as well as an excuse to check in with everybody. Hello, everybody. How is my friend at home? How are you? I've missed you. Sounds weird and creepy, but it's true. It's true. It's the whole time. The whole freaking world is blowing up in the whole thing. I have missed you quite a bit. In fact, here, this is a little awkward. Bring it over here. I don't know how that is. Have we done this before? Have we done this before? I mean, I know we've cut to it. Oh, I guess when Tori Alonso knows when we used this before. When I apologized to David Letterman, I think that was when we specifically used this. That was a funny thing. How is everybody out there? I don't know how to do this. This is kind of a new thing for me. I need to learn how to do it anyway, because we never know when this is going to happen again, which is possible in the future. Hopefully not very often, but it's possible. We are going to, let me tell you about what's going on today. Oh, first of all, gosh, Angelo Fierro. Thank you to Angelo Fierro, Los Angeles Living, for the clip you just saw. It was the guy walking you through that beautiful home that is available. If you have any interest, or you want to look at other listings, or just find out more about that guy who is a fantastic realtor here in Los Angeles, his website is losangeloliving.com, exactly how it sounds. And if you visit, or if you buy a house, or if you even just email them or anything, tell them you saw it on Late Night Playset. It'll help us out. It'll let them know it's coming from us, etc., etc. Plus, that house was great. I want to live there. I grew up in a ranch house. It didn't look anything like that, but the general tone and feel was very similar, so I liked it. What do we have here tonight? We have a bunch of stuff. We're doing. Everything is live. Everything is live. If you couldn't tell by the way I'm acting, everything is live. It's awkward. I don't know how to do it. And Mrs. Ryan does like this, and her energy is generally very helpful. So I need to learn it. So thanks for being with me. Tonight we've got Andrew Florin is going to be calling in at 5:30. This is neat. When I went to broadcasting school, it was live. So, and I was 18 years old, a long time ago. But coming up at the top of the hour, we had to do all that stuff. So, all right, it's 5:12 here on the Pacific right now, and right around 5:30, Andrew Florin from Porsche's, the Instagram account Porsche's UHHS, will be calling in, and we're going to be catching up. He just moved back here. He's been in Chicago area while he's been doing his medical school, etc. And he's back here to do his residency now, so it's pretty exciting. We're going to talk to him all about that stuff, as well as plenty of Porsche stuff, because we're all missing it quite a bit. We've got some videos to play. I guess I've got some videos to play. Interesting to say. Got some viewer mail, and if anybody comes on here, take some questions, which will be fun for me, because it means I don't have to do anything but sit here and answer. And now, it's saying YouTube. There might be an error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. How rude. Is that my fault or yours? I don't know what to do, YouTube. How do you get around a thing like that? Doesn't tell you. Well, hopefully that'll clear up in a few minutes. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to play some stuff for you. How's that? I will check in with the East Coast feed, because the Kazman, when we left him last week, he was they were in the showroom and they were Lysoling cars and all that stuff. So let's see where they are now. East Coast Feed, checking in with Danbury Chive, Steve Kaz at BMW of Ridgefield, in Ridgefield, Connecticut. Roll it out.
East Coast Feed coming to you live. Coronavirus update. We're still here because we're essential employees. Essential. Right, Jim? So, Mr. and Mrs. Ryan, will let you know, when we get cars dropped off, like the only car that I have to work on today, it comes in a Ziploc baggie. So you can stay hermetically sealed and away from the COVID. Whatever the fuck. Eric, this is for you. Here you go. You're on that. Check that bad boy out. There we go. Take it for a quick tour around the...
Oh, jeez. Look what I did. Well, sorry about that. I guess I went from East Coast Feed, right? I wanted to look at the camera, and I guess I went live instead. Sorry about that, Danbury Chive. What we do have there, though, is a live feed into Kitty Cam, and we have not done that in ages and ages. Hi, Meow Meow. Let's see if I can brighten that up or anything here. Get anything going here. There we go. Oh, shoot. Oh, and in the background there, lovely shout out to Mr. Nicholas Hunziker. That beautiful Porsche artwork on the right there. The 50 Jager was the anniversary painting that he did. 63, and I think it was the 13. Were those the years? I don't know. Porsche fans would know the years. I'm a huge Porsche fan, but I don't know nearly as much stuff as everyone I know does. Oh, that cat is so cute. All right, sorry about that. Back to the feed. Unfortunately, we got to start it over. Sorry, Kazman. Sorry, everybody else. Back to the feed. Roll it out.
East Coast Feed coming to you live. Coronavirus update. We're still here because we're essential employees. Essential. Right, Jim? So, Mr. and Mrs. Ryan, will let you know, when we get cars dropped off, like the only car that I have to work on today, it comes in a Ziploc baggie. So you can stay hermetically sealed and away from the COVID. Whatever the fuck. Eric, this is for you. Here you go. You're on that. Check that bad boy out. There we go. Take it for a quick tour around the facility, boys and girls, because this is what it looks like when no one's working. Oh, wait. First, you got to see the door. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it. So, see the door where no one's allowed to come in anymore see the advisors. Because, you know, you can't be around. Hey, how's it going, man? I'll show you the shop real quick. Ken, you can be in it. Ken is Kenny. Take a look at the shop, boys and girls. You can see a lot of empty spaces. A bunch of the boys took some furlough actions. This way they don't have to worry about, you know, coming into work. I'm actually taking vacation starting tomorrow. We'll call it a staycation because my ass ain't going anywhere. But I can spend more time with Coraline, so it's going to be good. You know, have a lot of fun with that. And this way it avoids, you know, getting laid off and horrible things like that. Take a look at the lounges. I walked through and all the chairs put into one area because you can't possibly sit next to anybody. There was service reception. Yep. So we have a nice boutique with stuff to buy, but no one to buy it. Let's take a look around the showroom. Yep. We got nothing. There's nobody. They're not allowed in the building, but we're essential as far as service goes, so we'll be here servicing things for your needs. All right, guys. Hope you're staying safe.
Oh, I love that guy. Thanks, Kazman. Back to the thing here. There we go. I get confused. Having never done live, I've got it's on YouTube over here as well. I don't know if there's a way to do this. I guess whatever. But it's like a minute behind. So it's still playing over there. Yeah, you can see it now. There you go. You know what I mean? So, whatever. I was watching that, and he's still over there. Confusing. It's kind of fun, though, having nothing to do or care about. I was watching Tom Green last night, or this morning anyway, from his show last night, and he does it from his house like he used to back in the day with Webavision. If anybody was ever a Tom Green fan, after he did his 2 different talk shows on MTV and all his other fame stuff, he also started doing a Johnny Carson. He started doing this at his house, and up in the Hollywood Hills, right over there. There we go. And anyway, so he's doing it again, and it's very entertaining. Last night he had a friend of his and a previous guest of ours on, Gabe Abelson. Gabe Abelson is brilliant, hysterical, wonderfully talented writer for many reasons. But he was also Letterman's monologue writer or head monologue writer maybe. Mentalist, really fun stuff. But he was on and I was watching, and Tom Green is a massive Letterman fan, as am I. And he started talking to Gabe, who, because of the Letterman stuff, I think it was something how they were wearing the jackets, the Late Show jackets somehow, and Tom Green went and got his and the whole thing. And all I could think of was, man, I wished I was in that room. And so something, I saw the Instagram post this morning after having seen part of the episode. And I sent a message, something very, very short, just from the Late Night Playset account, saying something to the effect of, would love to tell. I hope to have you on the show someday. Would love to tell you a Letterman story. Nice jacket, whatever, something like that. And sure enough, Tom Green started following the show today. So that's pretty exciting. That's exciting for me, for us. So hoping that may actually happen. I mean, we had exchanged some messages way, way back when we were doing the Desk and Chairs Across America tour. Where we were following the actual shipment of the crated furniture from the museum to here, and I can't remember why the hell I was dealing with all that, but I guess maybe I posted a picture of it or something, and I must have tagged Tom Green. I can't remember, but that was sort of like led us thinking down the path of, oh my gosh, maybe we can get Tom Green. And then, as you all know, 2 years went by, and we sort of figured out what we're doing. And whatever, and life and the whole bit, and I don't want to say we forgot about it, but certainly hadn't been thinking about it. And then I don't know, it was really exciting. So I don't know why I went on and on about that. What did I want to tell you? Something about Tom Green. This is where Mrs. Ryan normally keeps me on track. All right, viewer mail. Let's do some viewer mail. All right, I'm going to open up a package. There's a few things in it, but. Right. Good stuff here. All right. I would say that everything here is a surprise. Oh, and this is something I've been wanting to mention for a while, except everything's been weird. Nothing's been really normal, and even these guys who I want to mention haven't been around that much because of life. But on October 25th, 2020, assuming everything is normal and assuming things can take place, there is an event here in Los Angeles called Museum Auto. It's the second annual Museum Auto, as a matter of fact. The last one was really, it's the guys who do the Cars and Coffee, Los Angeles, over at used to be at the Fountain, and then now it's up at the Carousel up in Griffith Park. And they put on a nice little show over there. Mrs. Ryan and I didn't get to experience too much of it last year because it's it's an art setting, so it's a gallery, like you go and tour beautiful art and people's car art and all sorts of neat stuff. But it's really, really cool. Highly recommend it. And if for no other reason than the guys who put it on are really cool. Yeah. And everyone who participates is really cool. The cars that I did see there last year were spectacular. So highly recommend Museum Auto Contemporary Automotive Event. This all-day immersive experience will feature a classic car showcase, curated group art exhibition, automotive vendors, and more. Please contact that was my fault. Please contact us if you would like to know more about this event and how you can be involved. That's museumauto.com. info@museumauto.com. And then they're on all the socials at Museum Auto. So good for you guys. All right. Excuse me, I'm tripping over my words. Must be nervous sitting here alone. All right. Now, Mrs. Ryan got this in the mail, but I wanted to open it on the show. I think it's very, very cool and sweet. This picture arrived. Oh, can we do this? I can't remember if we can do this. I'm going to figure this out right now. How's that? All right. If that looks familiar to Flat Six Love Affair fans, that's because it's from Mr. Bart. Stay safe out there. Oh, that's so cool. That's really cool. I hadn't seen this before now. He sent a postcard in an envelope. He mailed a postcard. That's very funny. It's very funny. My parents and family and everything grew up in the Depression and all that. My grandparents grew up in the Depression, but my dad grew up through the war and stuff. Anyway, they were frugal. I was always taught that a postcard was cheaper than a letter because one was like 15 cents and one was more. So funny. Love to you, Bart. What do we have here? Oh, now this is really cool. This was unexpected. This was exciting here, and I haven't opened this yet. And forgive me while I do it now. All right. This is from the Virtual California Festival of Speed. Dear Ryans, thank you for your wonderful contribution to the UCFOS. I really appreciate all of the work you did and how smoothly everything went. You did a great broadcast. Please take care of these crazy times. Oh, Susan, and that's from Susan Way Carter. Love to you, Susan. Thank you so very much. Now, other than some awesome stickers here, which is, it's funny, we asked for them for when we were doing the California Festival of Speed. Other than that, I remembered complimenting something that was one of the prizes on the show that we had given away, and we didn't get to keep it. It was for somebody else. And in fact, we didn't even have a physical copy of it. It was just a digital. Anyway, they sent us one of the prints of the beautiful Gilmore photo. Isn't that fantastic? Oh, gosh. Need somebody else here. There we go. Isn't that cool? I think it's awesome. And it totally goes with our, like, motif. It goes with everything. It goes with the set. It goes with the whole bit. It's pretty cool. I love it. I love it. Mrs. Ryan loves it. Thank you so much. Very, very cool. And it was our pleasure. Thank you for including us in a very cool event. Let's see. We got about 5 minutes before Andrew calls in. Okay. Get this stuff out of here. Viewer mail. Crossing it off the list. And we did East Coast feed, right? Oh, now shoot. All right, we're going to have to make this really quick because I also told the feed that we would check in with them. So let's see. I had this all queued up. Let's see if it still is. And this, yes, and this will all be easy. That way no one sees Brooke's phone number. I have no idea. I think they're at dinner, so I don't even know if they're going to answer. Did I do it? No video. There we go. Here it is. Let's see if you all can see that. Uh-oh. I don't think it's gonna. All right. All right, well. Oh, shit. Did she pick up right as I hung up? Oh, my gosh. Are you still there? Where'd I put you? Oh, you are there. Hey. Can you hear me? I don't know. I don't know how to do it. What are you doing there, kid? Oh, hello. Oh my gosh. All right, now let me turn you up here because, I don't know how to do any of this stuff, as I say every time. All right.
I look like a tourist.
Can you hear? Oh, yeah, you do. You look like you're on. Are you in resort attire?
I'm in like a button down, because we'll go out to dinner. But look at like a pinky ring. Boom.
Oh, did that say SK on it?
It does.
Sarcasm, man. I love it.
So yeah, we're on the Mr. Deeds Street, as you know.
I do. So that's Bank Street in New Milford. It's not only Mr. Deeds. We were just talking about David Letterman a few minutes ago. That was also the street where in Comedians, Cars, and Coffee with Seinfeld. That was where they went with Letterman at the Granary. Right. You know where it is, right around the corner there.
Right around the corner. We're here.
How are things there?
It's good. It's good. This is our second night in a row at the same restaurant because it's our favorite.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah. Okay, you posted that, and then you said this is where we'll be tonight, and I really thought I was in the middle of some sort of time warp.
Nope, totally real. And because we have friends, James and Christina, they're good friends of ours, and they've never been here before, and we talk about it all the time. So this is the real deal. We're like, we'll take you to a nice dinner, and it's outdoor dining. As you can see, look at the whole street has like everything.
Wow, that's actually really cool. Looks like Europe.
They closed down the whole street everywhere.
Wow, it does look like Europe. That's really cool, actually.
Yeah, kind of cool.
And the weather's nice enough that you look very relaxed and comfortable.
Oh yeah, totally. It's definitely like a nice. You can even wear shorts. It was like so hot as hell today. It was like 80-something degrees.
It's pretty cool actually seeing you.
I know, right?
Talking and seeing you. This is East Coast. This is the feed live. Hang on, look at this. It's East Coast feed live. I should have said that. Oh my goodness. So to them, they've got a card up right now. So if you couldn't notice, the missus isn't here. She's laying down in the other room. This is really more of a shakedown show. We're just kind of going through some technicals and stuff, so it wasn't really required. But I did want to just check in with you guys.
Love it.
And we already played the feed where you went around and showed, how you couldn't go through the door and how you guys were dealing with things. You went into the shop, but nobody can go in there. Everything's in a Ziploc bag.
Everything's hermetically sealed. That's the new thing.
Oh, well, I need the Karnak hat then, right? Piggly Wiggly. What? Oh my gosh, there's way too many buttons to push when you're the only one to talk. You know, Mrs. Ryan typically can carry things a little bit, which
Right.
carry the load, as we all do. Hey, carry the load.
He said load.
How is is it future Mrs.? I mean, you got engaged here on this show.
Yeah, she's doing fantastic. I took the phone out here so we wouldn't be like rude in the middle of dinner.
Very smart.
I mean, we just sat down, but still. She's doing great. She's pumped about it. She had half a drink, and being allergic to alcohol, she really can't. She's like, I'm good. That's plenty.
Right. She doesn't normally do that.
Yeah. So she was like, she just wanted something because it's relaxing. We've had a long day. We run around all over Connecticut helping her mom and stuff. So
What were you doing?
We did something that I don't usually do, which is labor. She wanted to take the roof off her Jeep Wrangler, and you know me, I'm not that handy.
Oh, they called the wrong friend. I'm the friend for that one.
Right.
Right.
What I didn't know after 3 hours was there was extra parts that weren't available to me until very, very late in the day.
Right. Oh, we didn't use these, but you might need them.
Right, and then I didn't realize why the top didn't work until then, and it was at that point I was really sweating my ass off, and it was cute. It was great. So yeah, a nap was in order.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I love you so much. Now that we know that we can do this, let's do this more often. We're trying to, the whole goal here is to get this going so that we can be just a live entity, so that the idea is somebody comes over, push the button. Something comes up, push the button, blah, 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 push the button.
I like pushing buttons.
Well, you know what I'm saying. That way it's just easy. It used to be there was a whole thing, and then you had to do, there was like, we never edited the show, and I was so proud of that, but there was so much post-production that we may as well have edited the hell out of it.
Right. And now we're live.
Now we're live.
I'm going to walk back to the table so you can say hello to everybody.
All right, perfect. Perfect.
So stay with me. We're going to go back. I'm going to be a little tourist.
And if you see the Mr. Deeds place, show it.
I think it is Zaragoza.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's the actual place. You're right. Oh, I love that. So the pizza place from Mr. Deeds is where you go all the time to eat.
She's already yelling at me. Hold on. She's yelling at me.
Oh, I love that part. I love that part.
Hi, Jay. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Christina and James.
Hi, James and Christina.
There you go. Okay, I'm going to yell that now. Love you. Bye.
All right, love you. Bye. Oh, that is great. Funny stuff. Funny stuff. All right, there's the East Coast feed live. Love that. Wrap it up. That is so cool. All right, back to you all. All right, any minute here, Andrew Florin is going to call in, hopefully on the same device there, and hopefully it will work as seamlessly as that did. Let me make sure we're still on YouTube and that whatever that problem was went away. Stream status, excellent. All right, good. Sorry for whatever that was. Maybe we were updating Netflix or something. I don't know. That's weird. This is the type of stuff that I think all happens behind the scenes normally. You know, the young Jamie on the Joe Rogan show, or here's Andrew Florin, or Zach, who was here yesterday from the Smoking Tire. All right, let's see. I just pushed that button, right? I think I just pushed that button. Yes, I just pushed that button. And there's a good-looking guy. Live via satellite, we have Mr. Porsche's himself, Andrew Florin. Hi, Andrew.
Hey, Jay, how's it going?
I'm great, man. How are you?
Oh, good. Long time no see.
Same here. Forgive me if I'm not paying you my full attention. I'm kind of just making sure everyone else can see you at the same time. But God, you look great. You look like you just came back from vacation, not moved across country after med school during COVID.
Yeah, it's been nice. I got back like a couple weeks ago, and so my wife and I don't know, Corey, have been kind of just settling in our new apartment. And
oh, okay. So everything is new. You didn't have a place to come back to.
No, because like both of our families live around here. Like my wife's family lives in Santa Monica, and my family lives in Whittier. So like we knew like obviously everyone back home, but we were getting a new place, getting everything settled because we wanted to be close-ish to the hospital.
Gotcha. Oh, so can we say where you are going to be?
Yeah. So on March 20th, and this is what made it like really unique, is like as everything was happening, like all the med students kind of disappeared from the hospital because they kind of pulled us all out, all the third and fourth years. But we still had like our ceremony. It just ended up being online. But I'm going to be a resident over at Cedars-Sinai.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
I'm very excited. It was my number one choice. So I'm going into OBGYN, and I'm going to be over at Cedars-Sinai starting very soon.
That is absolutely incredible, and I wish I could say I'm surprised, but I knew you wanted it so badly that nobody expected anything but that to happen for you.
Thank you very much. I was very grateful. 'Cause
It's true.
It's like a crazy process, and it's hard to even like figure out if you're going to make it like to where you want to be location-wise, on top of program-wise, and we got very fortunate that it all came together.
Wow, that is so cool, man. You're also our first full screen. Look at that. That great news. We just put it up on the full screen, which is new for me as well. We're shaking it all down. Do you have to do a lot of this virtual stuff for your did you have to do it in training and schooling?
Yeah, it was. This is where I'll give. Like, I feel like med students are really prone to like complaining a lot about everything in general. But overall, like, I feel like our med school did like a very good job of like handling the situation, and we're pretty rapidly responsive because it's so hard for like the upperclassmen to try and do things because everything is really like practice based. Like, you're in the hospital working with patients, and so they stopped that. And like for my anesthesia rotation, which was the last rotation that I had, I ended up having to do that purely online. Like, we had our anesthesia residents and attendings that were really receptive and responsive, and set up lectures and different trainings as best we could online. But like it's hard because there's that disconnect. And I think med schools right now are kind of at like a crux of trying to figure out how to train everyone while also like keeping everyone safe during this unique time. So it's been interesting.
I have been, as we've had this discussion before. I'm not against any of it. I don't get the connection that I'm looking for from it.
Yeah.
And even now, that like you look crystal clear, but your audio is people are going to complain to me about the audio, but it's coming in from the internet all crazy garbled.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I hear you clearly.
If that helps at all.
No, I think I don't think it's the. I think it's just. As a civilization, we're doing an awful lot.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of more of what I mean. So anyway, I've never really been for it, and our whole thing has been kind of come here, sit, let's have a face to face. But when that's no longer possible, all of a sudden this does become an attractive option, I guess. And when it's the only option, certainly it's more attractive.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm finding that like talking to you or the guy who was just on a few minutes ago, my old friend, is nice because I know you already, so this works. But if I didn't, I don't feel I could get to know you very well through this.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. We just did a thing. Sorry to interrupt. We just did like a residency. So this weekend was supposed to be my residency retreat with our entire department, where we rent out like a house together and we spend the entire weekend getting to know one another. And you can have those kind of side conversations and everything. And we just did it right now, and it was nice to like talk to everyone. We did it through a Zoom call, but like to be able to have like a group of people, you always can only have one person coming through, or the audio gets kind of screwed up. Most people in that setting don't like to just like jump in and speak up because like your personality comes on sometimes too hard. So it's like you're right. If you don't know the person, it becomes like a really challenging thing to really do.
Well, and of course we will all adapt to it because that's what we all do. But I'm curious what will be lost in that adaptation.
Yeah.
I don't. It's so funny. I feel like to the music guys, it would be the whole analog digital. It's the same fight, right? It's the same record versus CD or whatever.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just progress. It's just happening. Just get on board and figure it out, Jay Ryan.
Yeah, I know it's hard. I mean, I'm so glad to see you back into it. I mean, it brings joy to the masses. We all look forward to hearing seeing everything you guys are doing. So.
That's so serious. Well, this is the first time Mrs. Ryan's not sitting here. She's not feeling that great, and it wasn't that important that she be here. So we just sort of.
Oh, we'll send you my love. I know it's tough day by day. How's everything been for you guys throughout these past few months?
Thanks for asking, first of all. It's been interesting. It's been an interesting time because we kind of thought, we're made for this. We set ourselves up for it. We were mentally prepared for it because for a couple of reasons. One, we had the great awakening everyone else is having a couple years ago. And we already made the adjustments that are necessary to live the smaller life. I think a lot of people forget, or people that just never knew us at the time don't know that, we used to have the 4 cars. We used to be the fancy people who traveled and did all the things. This is the life now. We're on the other side of things. So we sort of thought we were prepped, and a month goes by and you're like, piece of cake. And then a second month goes by and you're like, oh, this is starting to, and then like we're at the 2.5 month mark now, or whatever we're all at. And you kind of start to, now we're able to identify some of the changes that have gone on in our own mental psyche and stuff because the time has elapsed. It's interesting. It's an interesting time. I mean, it's harder than I certainly thought it would be. I thought we were set.
Yeah, definitely.
And going through what Mrs. Ryan's going through, having an ailment like MS, which is a constant second by second struggle anyway in life, to have the added stress of the world added to your sort of like your biological weight, your soul weight, so to speak, I think is a lot for anybody.
Definitely. Yeah, I think I feel like I've had so many friends like in all different fields and some in tech and whatnot, and like they've been talking about kind of that difference of having like the work environment and then like the work from home. And I feel like for such a long time everyone is all about, oh, work from home just seems like it just seems so easy. People kind of just brush it off like, oh yeah, it's so straightforward, or like I just really wish I was doing work from home. And like I feel like in this environment everyone is like having to take a step back. Maybe some people really do enjoy it, maybe introverts are like enjoying it to a certain degree, but to not have that ability to go elsewhere, even just in like your day-to-day random little things. I mean, I think that's the beauty of having the car community, because you can go for a drive and like that's like a nice
Change your scenery.
Yeah, exactly. But, like,
Yeah, that's a big part of it is, you know, when you're working in an office all the time, I think you want to work at home because it's a change of scenery. But even when you're in that situation, most people, unless they're, you know, on the other side of the world or something, global commuters, most people end up going into the office once a week or a couple times a month or something like that. So it's not really the same thing as the seclusion that we're all experiencing.
Yeah, no, it's very hard. It's interesting. I'm going to be curious to see kind of what the mental health like aspect of it, if people are going to be more open, because I know telemedicine is really opening up more so now than ever.
Right.
And so like I feel like a lot of my classmates, and like we have a friend who's like an attending physician in psychiatry, and just like hearing how like his day to day hasn't changed very much because for the most part he was already doing telemedicine and psychiatry with a lot of his patients. But I think a lot of fields are having to adapt to that. It's like, how do you do that? Like, I don't know how my field is going to adapt to that with a lot of like the outpatient clinic stuff, and so it's challenging.
Yeah, luckily there's, I mean, other than like Terminator where it's robots doing it, there's still a guy like you controlling it. It would just be the consults and things like that could be done this way, right? I mean...
Yeah, and I think what honestly maybe will happen, and it could be for the better, is so often now we are so rushed in like patient interactions that like if a patient comes into the hospital, it's very quick. We get right to the point. And I feel like my grandfather's day when I talked with him, he was a neurosurgeon. His practice, he'd have his first interaction with a patient, he would never even lay his hands on them. It would be like you come in and have a true consult.
An actual consultation.
Yeah, you get to know the person, you get to understand kind of their background. And that's where that fine art of medicine with kind of the pressures of insurance and disbursements and everything kind of come into play. So I wonder if it'll kind of adjust to that. Who knows?
Well, that's, you know, when we were going through it with both of us actually with stuff, but really especially with her, it felt like this would have been 2015, 2016, sort of the tail end of when it was really crazy. What we noticed was it seemed like, and by the way, it was at your future hospital, it seemed like there was a lot of, first of all, it was a transition period because everything was getting digitized. Everybody was going into the iPads and checking the boxes and figuring all that transition over. But it felt like there were an awful lot of plates spinning. It felt like even when we were there, we're like, this system is going to crumble. It can't sustain itself as it is.
Yeah.
Like, and by the way, we saw that because we saw how we were getting played within the system. It was a whole different thing, and it's not even intentional. It's just how it is. So it'll be very interesting to see in the future how all of that works. Has the dust settled? Have all of the stuff that was sort of in turmoil when we were dealing with, has it landed anywhere?
That's a really good question. I honestly, I think, like, and Cedars is a good example because, like, it felt that way, and they're surprisingly really on top of their things. So, like, when you look at, like, just, like, U.S. healthcare in general, I mean, we could talk about COVID and all that fun stuff and how that even came to be.
Sure.
But I think one of the big aspects of it is that, like, United States medicine, like, our healthcare system is not set up to take care of a pandemic, nor has it ever been with just the way that, like, insurance and everything works and all, like, that's, like, a whole nother conversation. But it's, like, there were a lot of reasons that this was seen and able to be seen coming. But what really made it even more challenging on top of that is our healthcare system wasn't really built for this kind of assault to the system.
Right, sort of just so it is all those things. It was what I saw made it fragile already, and then it was never equipped for it in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, one thing that you pointed out, maybe what we were experiencing, perhaps maybe they were just, Cedars-Sinai is kind of on things. Maybe they were just ahead of the curve. Maybe that was just the beginning of all of that stuff.
Yeah, I think that, they've always been, and that's what I've liked about them and why I really wanted to be there too, is they're pretty forward-thinking in terms of the amount of research they do. They've had a historic relationship with UCLA in the past, and that kind of still shows through in all the professors and everyone that's kind of on all the different residency groups. And I think just in the way that they approach medicine as a whole. And so, they're a good example, but it's so hard when you see so many other hospitals in the LA area and just around the country that are so underfunded and trying to manage. I mean, you think of like the donors that Cedars has and the people that are coming there. Like they have immense privilege in that way. And so it's like, how do you then create an entire system when you have so many other unfortunate weak links that are just underfunded? So it's like it's tough.
Wow. Yeah, it's, again, all the stuff that I would never think about just walking in the door saying my finger hurts or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're too busy making people happy. We try to keep people healthy so that way you can continue to make them happy. That is the way of things.
There's a weird, I mean, it depends on what your belief system is, I guess, but I kind of believe that the happiness is the maintenance to keep people from needing to, it's the apple a day.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I mean, you kind of, the medicine isn't going to go anywhere. We're always going to need medicine, but I do feel that there's a lot more self-care people can do to not have to depend on the medicine as much. And I don't mean medicine as a, medicine. I just mean in general. People are, I mean, we're a fearful society, right? So anything, whatever, I gotta go get that checked out, of course. Totally important. And by the way, I highly suggest that over just going to WebMD. WebMD is very informative, but my gosh, if you have something, if you have anything on you that hurts, don't go to WebMD because you're gonna blow your brains out.
Yeah, that's like the surest way to really let those anxiety levels rise.
But you know what I'm saying, right? There's just information all over the joint. I'm very curious to see what happens for you. I feel like you are the next. All right, I would never be so bold with anyone else, but you and I are friends. We felt when we were going through it, we're like, oh, medicine's dead. This isn't going to work anymore. You can see it all folding and everything. And then watching a couple of years of how it's sort of balanced out, and then the conversations I've had with you, your dad, folks like both of you who are similarly minded. I have zero fear for the future of not only medicine. I think it's going to get so much better. I think you are the future of the planet, and I don't mean that in a. I'm Whitney Houston, everybody. Hey, I believe the children are our future. No, but you know what I mean, and I do actually mean it.
I appreciate that. I think it's something that, like, looking at all my classmates and seeing kind of everything that they've had to go through in life and their own struggles and where they are today, and like it fills you with hope. Being around other people that have that same mentality, it's like idealism fuels idealism. So like the more people you interact with, it's like it continues to like build upon it. And like simply knowing that people are out there that feel that same way, and I think that's something that is kind of coming to a head right now with the social movement that's going on in the world. I think people are realizing that other people feel the same way, and progress is hopefully going to be made.
Interesting. Wow, I see. This is my point. These are connections that I don't make, even socially, and you're making them, and probably going to translate them into something that's going to help the world in the future. That to me is amazing. I guess maybe it comes down to the attitude. Maybe it comes down to the attitude, not the job. Maybe you just have the right attitude.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm trying. I think a lot of global medicine work that I had done before, in between undergrad and med school, kind of helped just change my perspective. And just like being that much more grateful for everything that I had, and realizing like that I have an opportunity to do something to be of benefit to society, and that I have that not even an opportunity more than like a responsibility now at this point. So it's like, how do you translate that in however many ways you can? So.
Where did you get that? Where did that feeling come from? That sense of responsibility?
I think it was something just. It's hard to describe because there was a physician way back in the day. He was in his name was Albert Schweitzer, and I don't know if we've ever talked about Schweitzer.
No, but he's a big name.
Yeah, so like he was well known, and like my generation doesn't frankly know him very well, but like I know previous generations remembered. They remembered seeing the Time articles and calling him the greatest man alive at one point.
Yeah.
And like
because of his way of thinking.
Exactly, yeah, and it was something that like he was like an idealist, but his process and like mental like aptitude towards it was that he's like, you have to actually practice this like you would anything else. You have to put it into action, otherwise you're gonna lose it. Lose that idealism as you grow old. Like one of his biggest things was like grow into your idealism so that life doesn't rob you of them. Was like one of his like most famous sayings.
It is brilliant.
So, yeah, exactly. Like it's something that like is very moving. And so when I moved to Chicago, I ended up getting involved in the Schweitzer Fellowship, which is basically like they have several chapters across the country, and they provide funding if you create like a project that addresses some kind of social determinant of health in that community. And so like I did a lot of reading about Schweitzer even before all of that, and so like I think I just resonated with the fact that when he talked about how he grew up, he saw so many different like people in society, and he even as a kid just became grateful for everything that he had. He remembered seeing one kid that was just simply hungry because his family did not have enough food to provide. And just even as a kid, that like hit him so hard in the face that from that day on, he kind of carried that with him, and everything he did, he just felt this immense gratitude, and he called it like reverence for life is kind of the term that he coined. And it's like you just appreciate everything that has life in this world, and you want to try and like make it better, and you want to try and serve that. So it's like he ended up finding his way of doing that, and I think it's just a matter of everyone kind of finding their way of doing that.
I know we know a lot about Freud and his childhood and his mom and everything. Do we know much about Schweitzer and his childhood?
He lived like it was actually really interesting. He lived in between. He was like in Alsace, like on the border of Germany and France, like the Alsace region. Kaiserberg is like where he was, and like.
Could there be a more German name, by the way? Kaiserberg.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was like such a he was like raised in like a Protestant family. It was like a religious like upbringing. His like a lot of his family were like preachers or like ministers in the community and different things, and he just like at a young age just became passionate in a lot of different avenues. Like he became really obsessed with Bach and with organs.
Was he good at things though? Was he just did he just have an aptitude for everything? Oh, I'm sorry. I cut you off. Did the audio screw up? No, the whole thing went. The whole thing screwed up. Look at me. And then accept. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. So, boy, I interrupt you, and then the whole thing shits the bed. Sorry about that. Well, please carry on with whatever you were saying. Then disregard me.
What were you gonna ask? I didn't catch that as a question.
Oh gosh, I don't remember now. We'll have to check that on the replay. No, I was just curious in general. I mean, where stuff was coming from, because it seems like for him, his childhood's. Oh, I know what it was. Was he good at things across the board? Did he have a general aptitude for things? Like, did he have a very high intellect where he was just, if he wanted to play music, he could. If he wanted to draw, he could. If he wanted to do something else, he could. And that's why he became an observer of life?
I think at the beginning he didn't. And I think that's like a story that resonates with a lot of people. Like, at the beginning you don't necessarily succeed, and it's very discouraging, and you just begin to really feel down on yourself. And I think once he found some things that he was really interested in. So at that point, like, he was going through, like, general schooling, and then he became really interested in philosophy and then in theology as well. And he excelled at this. He ended up becoming like very renowned for his philosophical thinking and his publications, as well then as his musical abilities. And then he would restore organs throughout Europe and became known as like a very a prestigious organist. Basically, he would travel around performing Bach and different things. And he was in Paris. All that stuff was really fulfilling to him. But he walked by one day the Paris Mission Society, and he saw like a need for physicians in Africa, and he's like, you know what? I'm grateful for everything I've been given up to this point, but I want to actually like kind of convert everything I'm talking about and writing about into action. And so at basically age like 30 is when he decided he was going to upend everything he had done at that point in his life and pursued medicine, ended up going to medical school, and then traveled to Africa and basically built a hospital. And there were several stages, because then he came back to France, and with all the different world wars happening, there were issues. He was then imprisoned at one point, and then came back eventually to Africa to kind of finish out his life's work by creating his like established hospital there.
Wow.
So,
well, I guess what I was interested, you said it seemed like he came to it through empathy. to that gratitude that you were speaking of before. And it seems like he got it through empathy. But then this story also sounded like he had some hardships that he went through as well.
Yeah.
But either way, it sounds like a lot of trials and tribulations got him to that brain that we know today, that we study today.
Definitely. Yeah, and he was so well known for having boundless energy. People
really
would be like overwhelmed and annoyed by it. That he just like never stopped. He was just like a constant moving person.
But that doesn't come from him, right? That's channeled from somewhere else, maybe.
Yeah. I think by truly doing what like makes you, I think there's not enough passionate people in the world. So like if you do something that like fulfills that desire that you just love doing, like that's infectious. You're not going to think about the hours like burnt in doing that.
Yeah, I agree. I say something very similar. Whatever that creative tether is, it's you can have a job, you can be digging a ditch or building a car. If you don't like it, it's going to kill you eventually. And it's really, really interesting how you become depressed and I don't want to get up for work and the whole bit. If you in any way are lucky enough to do something that you absolutely love, whether it's for a living, my gosh, you're the luckiest. But if it's a hobby or whatever, even if it's just your friends, us and our cars and the way we have our conversations, if you are actually feeding that creative tether, the energy just comes. You wake up earlier than ever before. You're up later than ever. You don't have your aches and pains anymore. Whatever used to hurt goes away. You're motivated through life and this creative energy that just fucking flows through you. Forgive my language, excuse me. And I believe that all of that stuff is the passion, what we call passion. You know what I mean? That's what we're able to see and then call passion. You have a lot of that.
Thank you. I think I've just been grateful. Like honestly, I think that's where it kind of goes back to gratitude. Realizing that if you take everything as like a gift versus just like expect it in your life, then you approach it, in my opinion, so much differently. You will take advantage of every opportunity, and hopefully, because of that gratitude, you'll have worked hard enough to realize when opportunities are there to be seized. And so I think like that's like a big part of it. I'd like to hope.
That's awesome. Yeah, your outlook is good.
How doesn't mean I have doesn't mean I don't have bad days where I'm just like I hate everything. Life is awful. I threw, even though I didn't have a graduation or a match day, I threw plenty of my own pity parties, so I was fully covered in that department at that time.
You don't strike me. You don't strike me as the bad mood guy.
I was just down. I think I was just. It's like every graduate felt that way. Like
Well, you got cheated a little bit.
Yeah, like you feel bitter about it, like something was taken from you and it's like out of your control, so it's like why, but...
I'm told my whole life I'm supposed to work, 22, 25, 27 years, whatever it is, for blah, 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 and then it's a non-event.
Exactly.
Well, since you've been back, you're in your new place and everything. Are you settled in? It's not like you can go find the restaurants to eat and go find your shops to shop at. And...
we're really lucky. Like we live in like a really nice, like cozy area. Like we lived downtown in Chicago before, and so like we, especially as everything happened with COVID, like not being able to go outside, we were in like a high-rise downtown. So like we were really isolated in the sense that like we couldn't just like go for a walk. Everything was pretty crowded. So we really just like hunkered down in the apartment. So being able to be out here, like we live in like a sleepy neighborhood, and so now we're able to go for like happy walks around. We take Ollie a bunch. I've been running a lot to the beach and back and different things. So it's like.
Can you say what part of town you're in?
Yeah, I'm in Brentwood.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I tried to find somewhere that was like close enough to like the beach because my wife grew up in Santa Monica. We wanted to be closer to the beach.
You're right in the middle.
Close to Cedar Sinai. So it's like a 15-minute drive in the mornings at like 4:30 a.m. So it's not bad.
That's amazing.
we're very fortunate. We're really grateful to be where we are. And it's like, I'm looking out the windows right now and all I see are trees.
Oh, that's so great. Well, we've noticed here, even we're in Toluca, right by Universal Studios, as you know, and I mean there are trees and there's no woods, and we've noticed tons of birds chirping, and you hear. I'm convinced I heard a woodpecker the other day. Not a power tool, a woodpecker. I'm kind of loving all that stuff, and I know we all have to go back to normal, but there are some things that I will actually miss from all of this, and I hate to say the peace because there is a tremendous amount of unrest and not peace going on for very good reasons. But there is a settling. It's like the din has. When Paul Provenza was here most recently, he was talking about there's a din. You all have to break through the din just to be heard these days, whether it's Instagram or YouTube or at the car show, whatever. It seemed like it lowered the din a little bit for a while, and I'm not sorry about that.
Oh yeah, I'm curious. I completely agree, and I'm curious during this time, like what have you two found yourselves doing most? Like, are there things that you find that just like really bring you to like a level place, or just things for fun that just like bring you joy?
For me, well, I mean, I will answer a little bit for her, but for me, definitely has been a tremendous amount of self-help. I've been in the studio doing studio stuff. Anything that people haven't seen. Well, I mean, the lights are better, the cameras are better. It's all the stuff. It's the same thing but better. But what has helped me mentally has been self-care stuff. YouTube videos about either inspirational things or learning, keeping my brain active, learning new things. Tons of like, not literally the History Channel, but stuff like that on Amazon or whatever. Any kind of learning where I'm filling more cubes up there of like knowledge and not wasting the day as a human, hurling around the sun. It's weird because the things that maybe would help someone who was not feeling well, like in the past, go through a little bout of, call it mild depression or something like that.
Yeah.
You just go and volunteer with Autism Speaks or at the, do something.
Yeah.
And you feel better. It's a fix like that.
Definitely.
We can't even go do those things right now, so it's a little bit weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been jumping into the mind and just trying to like figure out who Jay Ryan is and where he wants to go with things, because our path is we had what we wanted for sure, but there's a lot of life going on that sort of affects that path and knocks it out of kilter a little bit. And that's sort of where we were when COVID hit. It was kind of like, all right, well, we're still doing this thing, but we don't even know why anymore. What are we doing? How is this gonna? What are we doing? What's the next thing?
Yeah.
And taking a little bit of time to figure that stuff out is, I think, really important. And even if it's the same thing that you end up doing, taking the beat to rearrange the thoughts and reorganize, and how about just be more confident about what's upstairs?
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Just, hey, I had this path, but why don't I just stop for a second and look at the plan and make sure it's still good? Because maybe I want to change something. Maybe I want to go another direction. Maybe we can't go a place we thought we could, but this other door opened up. All that stuff. We're still going after Dave Letterman. I mean, that's going to happen, but all of this stuff's in the way.
Of course, yeah. I remember following along, and I'd hear the updates with every episode, and then everything happened. It's like, no.
Well, and where we are is like, we could probably get, I mean, it's not a secret or anything, and it's certainly not official, but in my feeling, I feel like we could probably get him right now, just as we have you. I feel like I feel like that would be a very easy yes for Dave.
Yeah.
I don't feel that that's right for everything I said in the beginning.
Yeah.
The first time we ever met was face to face. And I lied to the man. I stole from the man, and I lied to the man, and you know what I mean? Like the whole thing, just awful. So I think it's one of those. It should happen. So that's going to happen. But also, I'm going to go after Tom Green now because we're in. Oh, I don't know if you were listening at the beginning of the show, but I interacted with Tom Green, and he started following the show and stuff. So, that's a thing. I don't know. Who knows?
That's awesome. You guys deserve it. I mean, I know this has been like a long time waiting, but like you said, I think it's good to kind of take that step back, think about intentionality, where you want to take it, why you want to take it there, and then
do some manifestation, man. Figure out what you want so you know how to get there.
Definitely.
Oh, thanks for getting it. As far as Mrs. Ryan, she has been doing a tremendous amount of the same thing with the YouTube and with stuff like that. She's also been experimenting with different medicines and a few things. We have some wonderful friends in the Porsche community who are somewhere in between what you do and pot growers. You know what I mean? Like somewhere in the middle there. There's all sorts of experimental medicines and different oils, treatments.
Complementary and alternative medicines, yeah.
All sorts of stuff, but also with the same fundamental understanding of actual Western medicine. So you know what I mean? She's open to anything. She's trying everything. I don't envy what she's dealing with. I wish I could take it. I wish I could fix it. I wish I could take it and have it, and so she didn't have to have it. You know what I mean? Because in my mind, I could deal with it better. I could figure it out. It's probably not true even a little bit, but at least she wouldn't have it anymore. You know what I mean? She can't walk, man. I mean, we were I was talking to you about that before. I mean,
Yeah.
She can't really barely stand. I mean, she can walk for a few minutes and then that's it. And then it's like the brain's mush, the body's mush, the energy's gone.
And I know we had never talked about it before. Is hers, is it more progressive, or does she have like relapsing, remitting kind of?
Yeah, I mean, originally it was diagnosed as relapse remitting because it was 10 years ago, and it was, well, it started in different ways, the optic neuritis and all of the different, and, oh, there's weird pains, and oh, I fell, and I don't used to fall, and now I'm falling all the time,
Yeah.
blind spot here, this, that, I scraped the car again, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And what did you ask that I was starting there?
Well, because is it just at this point, like, now that she's having more issues walking, is it something that she has days where she feels like she's strong?
Oh, right.
Or is it...
Sorry, thanks. So yes, she was originally diagnosed with the back and forth. But if I were to look at things lately, I would say it's been a decline during this time when everyone else in the world has been sad, depressed, scared, all of the things that are triggers for her disease.
Yeah, all those things are deeply interconnected for sure.
Yeah. So it's what she's going through sucks, and everything that the world is going through makes her thing worse. Not only for the rest of the world, just specifically for her. So it's very hard. I would think it would be very hard for anyone to not be so egocentric about it. You know what I mean? Like when your body's hurting and the world really is sort of the cause of it in a weird way.
Yeah.
How do you fucking put that someplace mentally? I don't know. So it's tough. But she's a champion, and she's getting up every day and she's doing it, and she believes she's stronger than ever before. So if that's true, and I believe her, then she will get through this, and on the other side is good stuff. And that is totally what we both believe.
Definitely.
I don't know.
I can just picture the smile. So I know hopefully somewhere right now she's just laying down having some cocoa or something.
I'm sure she can hear this in the other. I'm hoping at the very least she's watching it, but I'm sure whatever. There you go.
I can picture you smiling right now.
You know what's funny? We have the kitty cam. I didn't put one. We should have put one in the other room, but it would be there the whole time. That is not a relaxing sensation when you have a camera ready to cut to you at any time.
No.
It'd be better for her to sit right here. Gosh, I love you, man. I love you. I can't wait. When are you going to come in person? Are we allowed to do that yet? Do you know what the rules are and stuff like that?
I mean, I think with LA County, and this is something that every county, and that's what made it, I think, so challenging, has slightly different rules on these kind of things. I think that in a setting when there's less than 10 people, and like I'm basing it off of what I knew from Chicago, if you have like less than 10 people in like a room, you could either have like a mask where you can be socially distanced enough to make that work. So I'm sure there's ways that we could definitely make that work as well. But I think it's like taking it slowly is probably the best bet right now, especially like don't any like risk to Nicole and just to either of you really.
Yeah.
But I think it's challenging too because I only have a week left and then I'm going to be in the hospital. And like when I came home, I've been like seeing my family and like keeping close, like distance enough, but like seeing them at least.
Mm-hmm.
But I know once I start going into the hospital regularly until things really begin to die down, I'm not going to necessarily feel comfortable doing that or putting anyone else at risk.
Right.
So that'll be challenging. But hopefully, I mean, I want to come in and see you guys as soon as I can.
Oh, for sure. No, I'm just we're trying to figure it out now as far as what we're what and when of it all, how it all works. Luckily we're all set up to do this now, so we can at least be back on the air, which is great. But to have people here, I do miss that part.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. We'll see what happens. I know California and LA County in particular still is rising, and it'll be interesting to see with everyone kind of easing their own personal restrictions.
I saw that.
If you go down to any beach, you see everyone everywhere, which like it's hard as like now. It's weird to say a physician. It's hard as a physician now to like get mad at those people because I understand and relate to their feelings. But at the same time, it's like one of those challenging things where it's like, ooh, this isn't going to help the curve. I know that like we're going to anticipate probably another like rise, which we're already seeing in certain areas. I mean, it affects people disproportionately, but it's like one of those kind of unique things that we'll have to wait and see what happens. But
yeah.
I definitely want to come in whenever I can.
I know it's important and everything, but in some ways it feels bigger than us. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know how it works. It's like you can totally seclude yourself, or you can just hope for the best. And I know neither one of those things is there's somewhere in the middle is where we have to live.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, exactly.
It's wild. All right, Andrew. Well, you're awesome. Please, love to your whole family. Welcome back. I love that you have a Deus hat on, and it's a local hat for you now. You don't have to drive across country to go get another one.
I hope to go there eventually, back to the coffee shop.
Oh, are they closed? Of course they're closed. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. I mean, I know they're doing like pickup, like most places are.
Okay.
But I have no idea if that outdoor space is like 2 people are sitting, because there's only like a few tables out there. So.
I mean, we grew up across the street. But I lived across the street from that place for years and years, and it was always a Conroy's Flowers. It's not a big building.
No, it is. Yeah, I remember when they did Daya. The first look we pulled there was like only a few cars able to fit.
Right.
But, yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. All right, well, welcome back. Love to you. Love to everybody else. And we'll have you in here as soon as we can.
That sounds amazing.
All right,
Thank
brother.
you so much. I'm so glad to see you back at it. Can't wait to hear more.
Same here. Well, now that we're live, hopefully people can, we can just check in with people, or they can talk and, all that stuff. So anyway, later, buddy.
Hey, take care, man. Thank you so much.
Oh, that was awesome. Love that guy. Thank you so much, Andrew Florin. Close all this stuff out. Beautiful. I figured it all out. I think we did. You there? All right, it's probably time to wrap it up. We've gone the hour and then some. There was a bunch of other stuff. There's another video. We'll do that stuff when Mrs. Ryan's back. More of a video for her anyway. And is that everything? Washer Cam next week. New Light Studio Tour. We'll do that stuff. We're trying to figure it out. We will definitely be back next Saturday, but we're trying to figure it out maybe this week. As long as all this went well, we'll see once everything, we'll watch things back and whatever. If things went well and we're good on technicals, that would mean that we're ready to go. And Late Night Playset could just be back, which would be fantastic. So stay tuned, I guess. We love everybody. Love, 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 love you out there. Thanks for sticking with us for all of it. It's been 2 years of we think we know where we're going. We don't know where we're going. We think we know where we're going. We don't know where we're going. So thanks for sticking with us. I don't know where we're going now, but I feel it being good. So you'll want to see that, won't you? Stay tuned. Have a good night.